School Board Finance Committee to order. First approval is, first item is approval of December 7th Finance Committee minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any second? All in favor?
Aye.
Next item is financial update.
This evening, going over the financials as of the end of yesterday, January 31st. We are 57.69% through the fiscal year. That being said, we're at 60.2% of our budget has been expended or encumbered. Salary and benefits, we're at 59.8%. The non-salary benefits, 55.6 has been expended, 27.2 encumbered, for a total of 82.8%. Our departments, the last couple of months have been, my world has been strictly FY25 budget. Our department's also gathering information for the auditors. And a couple weeks ago, our payroll supervisor attended a workshop on Affordable Care Act reporting. That's pretty much it for the financial update.
Any questions? No questions?
If I may, just to give you a ballpark, rough number, she mentioned that we've expended 57.9% of our budget, and we're halfway through the school year. So if you take the delta rate, we're not at 60% yet, right? So really, we would be, what, 1, 2, 2 or 2, 1, right?
We're 57.
57, I'm sorry.
Through the fiscal year,
yeah.
January.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 7 months through.
So there's a little meat on the bone at this point.
Just more of a comment, just for new board members, when you look at, when Ms. Kelly's given this update, you'll see a large percentage spent before September 1, because that's all your supplies front loaded, and then it's a slow growth throughout the year. That's why, to support Mr. Pucci's point, a little meat on the bone, it's just, those are the savings we've had throughout the year.
Any other question? All right, we'll move on to item number 3, the CTE transportation bid.
So one of the things that is important to note is our CTE bus bid goes out usually every 3 years, and it's shared between Dover, Rochester, and Somersworth. So when we go out to bid, we become the agent that bids. So last time Somersworth did it, or Dover, excuse me, I believe, and it was our turn this next 3-year cycle to be the bidder, okay? But what will be important to note is that the total bid amount is divided by 3, because we're 1/3 of the Tri-City. So each Tri-City pays 1/3, and we basically pay per student back and forth that way for the bid. So if you want to maybe explain the overall cost.
So we only got one submission for the bid. Michelle Halligan-Foley, CTE director, stated that for next year we'd be looking at 2 large buses and 2 small buses for travel between the schools for the year. We came back with a small bus total of $128,664. Big buses would be $168,121. The total for the year is about $296,786. Divided that by 3, our portion would be just under $99,000. And they break it down by daily rate.
What was it last year?
I'm not sure on the total. Yeah.
I just think it would be worthwhile to know if we're higher or lower than last year and how much. I mean,
Yeah.
so if you could get that, that would be of course. Thank you.
Wanna move on with the deal?
Oh, I was just gonna say the breakdown that they provided, the bus company.
Okay. Sarah said.
Mrs. Harrington,
I'll make a motion to accept the bus contract for the CTE transportation.
Second.
any discussion? Mr. Williams?
I know, typically we like to have 3 bids, but obviously, in this situation, we only have 1 available. Has been a vendor we've used in the past.
This is the same vendor?
It's a vendor we currently use, yes.
Okay. Any more discussion on that? So we have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Next item is the financial items from personnel committee. I don't think we had any. So we'll move on to the next one. Financial item from building committee. Still don't think we had any, so we'll move on to 5-year. Mr. Boyd, anything for 5-year?
The biggest thing that for finance to focus on, and it might be more prudent, work with the superintendent to determine if it's timing is everything, has been the capital reserve funds, both facilities and special education. That has been a conversation that has been presented by board members in the past. We've got some feedback, but it's always been one of those things where you do it in the middle of the budget season, do you do it after, which is the best time? So, I don't know, Mr. Pusey, any thoughts?
If you recall, the last time we did it in public session, and there were a lot of variables that were asked for. Like tonight, obviously, you know, we have some numbers that we're gonna get you that you can't put a finger on. It might be important, just like we have a joint building committee, that sometimes schools and cities and municipalities create a working group to work on special projects like this. It might be something that one of you could reach out to someone in your ward on the council side to see if there'd be any interest in doing this, because as you know, the city has adopted capital improvement project or plans for, or reserves, excuse me, for different things in the city. And we could hear all their questions in the workshops and then really deliver them a product at city council that they want versus going to city council and being told, we don't have what you're asking for yet.
I mean, Mr. Downs, is it the mayor is the chair of the finance committee for the city side? I don't know if it might make sense that chair-to-chair conversation that you have with Mayor Callahan to see if that venture is something we can get involved.
Alright. I can reach out to the mayor.
That's it, 5-year.
Alright. Item number 7, public comment.
No, sir.
Alright, we'll move on from public comment to other. Anything under other? Mrs. Stokes.
So I'm looking at building, finance, instruction, and special services, and then each one of them, it has the dues and fees, and I know it was kind of discussed in building, but I know you can't do it now, but could you just email us with a breakdown of what those dues and fees are, because they're quite substantial. I know that we just reduced building by 37,000, but like the superintendent's office one is 40,000. Yeah, it was 40,000, $11,000 increase. The instruction was 37,000. The special ed was 6,300, and the athletics is 49. So that's quite a bit of money. So if we could just get a breakdown of what those dues and fees exactly are, and if I missed any, if you just want to recap them all, just so I know.
Any other, Mrs. Harrington?
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, I had another.
Oh, got another other.
No, that's okay, there's a motion on the table, so.
No, go ahead.
I'm just looking at the front page, and there's a lot of, like, big items that are plus or minuses. Would we email you if we have any additional questions, or?
That's fine.
I mean, I think they're just clarifying questions, because it's just reading the budget is difficult, so, okay. That's all I had, sorry.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.